Hi, this is Dr. Tony Gannum from the Body Pro Wellness Center. God's created an amazing body and you're designed to thrive. I believe that if every cell in your body were thriving, they'd have to use fat like crazy to thrive like that. And I have hundreds of patients who live this way, burning fat and thriving. Would you like to be full of energy and burning fat at the same time? Well, I'd like to invite you to our free seminar titled Your Body for God. We'll talk about weight loss, the thyroid, metabolism, cholesterol, blood sugar, hormones, sleep, and more. We're next to Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa. It's a complete health and wellness seminar. It's God-honoring and it's free, but seating is limited. So register now at bodypro.com or call 888-300-1888. If you've been looking for a health solution with godly principles and incredible results, then call 888-300-1888 or simply register at bodypro.com. Body Pro. Honor God, find the cause, and be blessed.
This program is for educational purposes only. Before starting any health or exercise-related program, consult your physician. Welcome to Your Body for God with Dr. Tony Gannum. Dr. Tony is the clinical director of the Body Pro Wellness Center in Santa Ana, California. He believes that maximizing your health is critical in order to function at your best for yourself, your family, and most importantly for God, because the Bible tells us that we were created by Him and for Him. Time to maximize your health. Here's your host, Dr. Tony Gannum.
Welcome to Your Body for God Radio. This is Dr. Tony Gannum from the Body Pro Wellness Center in Orange County, California, broadcasting a show to you today about your body, about calories, about energy, about weight loss, about functioning at your highest level for the one and only God who deserves your best. We had an amazing seminar at the Body Pro Wellness Center last weekend where I taught people how to increase their energy and burn more fat, function at the highest level, what it takes to keep the weight off once and for all. And if you're interested in learning more about these seminars, you can log on to bodypro.com and look at our upcoming events. But without fail, every single time I teach a seminar on weight, the question that is asked is, isn't it really about calories? Isn't it about how many calories you bring in versus how many you're burning? And so I'd like to dedicate this entire show today to calories. What are calories? What does it take to burn some calories? What does calorie burning do? Are all calories equal? Well, a calorie is a unit of energy. You can't see a calorie any more than you can see Fahrenheit. It just gives you an idea how much energy is in a piece of food or in your body, or how much energy you expend in a certain activity. All of these are measured in calories. So a lot of people think that it's a simple accounting thing where you know that a pound of fat has 3,500 calories, and so that you make sure that you eat 3,500 calories less than you burn within a week's period of time. Let's say you eat 500 less calories per day than you burn, and then over 7 days, that's 3,500 calories, and the assumption is that everything you have just lost will have come from fat, and you will have lost 1 pound of fat. But nothing could be farther from the truth. Let me show you how this can be false. First of all, you're making an assumption that the only fuel your body can burn is called fat. And that's not true. In the human body, we can burn fat or sugar. So to assume that when I burn 3,500 calories more than I bring in, that it's going to come from fat, that's a misassumption. In fact, I would say a lot of people are so unhealthy they can't burn fat, and they're forcing their body to burn lots of blood sugar. A second reason why this is dangerous kind of thinking is called the law of thermodynamics. It's one of the laws of thermodynamics, which is that energy can't be created out of nowhere. So if you're going to bring less energy into your body, to expect your body to be able to burn more would be a bad expectation. That actually, when you bring in less fuel, you're going to cause the body to burn less fuel. That follows the laws of physics. In other words, if you try to calorie restrict, you're actually going to force your metabolism to slow down, not speed up. And so when you return to eating normally again, you're going to gain weight. Have you known anybody to lose weight and gain weight over and over again? Well, approximately 95% of people who lose weight gain it back. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control. Let me shift your thinking for a second here. Eating less doesn't make you burn fat. Eating better does. Eating better causes you to function better, and as a consequence of functioning better, you feel amazing, your body doesn't lack anything, you have less cravings, and then you'll eat less as a result of that. In other words, as a result of being healthier and functioning really well, your body will naturally want to eat less. It wasn't the eating less that caused you to burn fat, but it was the healthy body that caused you to burn fat and eat less. Well, let's bust this calorie myth a little bit more. Let's say you took two identical carrots. Let's say they had 120 calories in them. The first one, you ate it whole. The second one, you juiced. Now, the fiber in the carrot allows the sugar in the carrot to slowly get into the digestive system and into the blood. It slowly enters in, and as a result, you do not make hormones against that blood sugar that's rising. But if you were to drink the carrot juice, meaning that the fiber is broken down to the smallest pieces and now the fiber doesn't slow down the entry of the blood sugar, that carrot juice would stimulate your hormone called insulin very quickly. And as a result, even though they had the same amount of calories, one of them would actually cause you to have a hormonal change that would cause you to gain weight or at least not burn fat for 14 to 48 hours. They're identical in calorie, but you can see it's a lot more than calories. It has to do with hormones. Hormones actually affect how you burn fat, what fuel you burn, how quickly you burn it. Actually, it can affect, as I just said a moment ago, it can affect what you burn for hours and hours. It's not all about calories. In the end, a person who is burning fat is eating less than he's burning. But it's not because he's eating less. It's because he's burning. And more importantly, burning fat. I have never told a patient in the last 5 years to eat less calories. I always tell patients to increase the nutrients in their foods, but I never tell people to decrease calories. The truth is, when you're getting enough nutrients, you don't want to eat anymore. You know, medicine has known for a long time that when you have certain cravings, sometimes it can indicate what it is that you are deficient in nutrients. I remember when my wife was pregnant with our first child, she went to the doctor and we had a little bit of an emergency, and it turned out it was really because she was low in potassium. We left that hospital and she quickly said to me, again, pregnant, I want fish and chips. And so that was an odd thing because she has never said that to me. And we went to this place and we got fish and chips, and while I was there, I decided to look up the nutrient content in fish and chips, and you guessed it, it was all about potassium. Did you know that if you chew ice, or actually when kids eat dirt, that can be a sign of some sort of an iron deficiency? There are certain things that you will do to cause your body to consume the very thing that you're missing. Our body doesn't have a craving for calories. Our body has a craving for nutrients. In fact, if you look at God food is characteristically low in calories and high in nutrients. And when you look at man food, you see man food is low in nutrients and high in calories. That's got to make you think. So I want to introduce you to a concept, and it's called nutrient density. That is, how many nutrients are there per calorie in that food? So when you see a food that has very little calories but high nutrients, that food is nutrient dense. God's food is characteristically nutritiously dense. And then when you look at the food guide pyramid that Americans had been told to eat for so long, it was typically nutritiously not dense. The foods that we were told to eat, the carbohydrates, that's what I call them because they lack water, carbohydrates are very low in nutrients, but full of calories. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine a bathtub full of kale. How much in nutrient do you think would be in that bathtub? First of all, kale is one of the most nutritious, nutrient-dense foods on the planet. You're going to have a hard time finding something that has more nutrients per calorie. But how many calories do you think would be in that bathtub full of kale? My guess would be somewhere around 300 calories, maybe, not even that. Okay, now, I want you to think about a bathtub full of bread. How many calories do you think would be in that? How many thousands and tens of thousands of calories would be in that? God-made food is full of nutrients and low in calories. Man-made food is high in calories and low in nutrients. Okay, we're going to take our first break. Hang on tight. We'll be back to talk more about calories and your ability to burn fat. Hang on tight.
Coming up next, more with Dr. Tony Gannam here on Your Body for God. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Dr. Tony Gannam from the Body Pro Wellness Center. God's created an amazing body and you're designed to thrive. I believe that if every cell in your body were thriving, they'd have to use fat like crazy to thrive like that. And I have hundreds of patients who live this way, burning fat and thriving. Would you like to be full of energy and burning fat at the same time? Well, I'd like to invite you to our free seminar titled Your Body for God. We'll talk about weight loss, the thyroid, metabolism, cholesterol, blood sugar, hormones, sleep, and more. We're next to Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa. It's a complete health and wellness seminar. It's God-honoring and it's free, but seating is limited. So register now at bodypro.com or call 888-300-1888. If you've been looking for a health solution with godly principles and incredible results, then call 888-300-1888 or simply register at bodypro.com. Body Pro. Honor God, find the cause, and be blessed.
Welcome back to Your Body for God. Once again, here's Dr. Tony Gannam.
All right, welcome back to segment 2 of Your Body for God Radio. Today's topic is on calories and burning fat. I made a statement earlier, and I'm going to repeat it over and over again. Your body has cravings when you lack nutrients. And so when you're unhealthy and you're lacking nutrients, you're going to cause cravings and you're going to want to eat more. But the question has to be asked, what happens when you have all the nutrients you need? Are you going to still have the same cravings that you currently have? I'm going to tell you the answer is a definitive no. I used to crave more than anybody I had ever met. And today I eat less. I just don't eat the same, and I have less cravings, less wants. I don't think about food any longer. But I did. I thought about food more than anybody I know. I remember being a teenager, and I had a really good friend named Mike. In fact, I'm blessed to still have him as a friend. We do lunch on a monthly basis. We went to high school together. And I remember looking at his physique and thinking, wow, he's so lean and muscular. And he doesn't eat very much, and what he eats is full of nutrition. I wish I could be that disciplined. That's what I used to say to myself. And I used to think that because of his discipline, he was lean and mean, and I wanted so badly to be disciplined. So it caused me to try to eat less and eat better, meaning, at that time it was stay away from fats. And then eventually it became the low sugar diets, and then pretty soon it'll be the low oxygen diets, and they'll come up with something else next. What I learned in time was that the reason he was lean and muscular was because he had always eaten healthy, and as a result had all the nutrients he needed, didn't crave anything, and so he didn't want to eat as often as I was wanting to eat. It was really because he was brought up in a healthy way. Moms and dads, please listen to that. Raise your kids in a healthy way. Have them eat the foods that God told them in Genesis 1:29 that they should be eating, and watch what happens. It's not about eating less. It's about eating better and having no need for nutrients so your body doesn't have any cravings. Diets that focus on calories and carbs and fats, they always fail. It isn't mind over matter. You're not going to be able to change your cravings. God put those cravings in you so that you always go seek the nutrition. It's not mind over matter. It's matter over mind, and it matters what you're eating. Okay, so I've told you that one of the secrets is to make sure that you get lots of nutrients. That nutrients will help you guard from your body having cravings to get those nutrients. But one of the other secrets that I want to tell you about is that your body has a natural mechanism since the day you were born to want you to eat when you need something, when your blood sugar is dropping and when you need nutrients. Babies were born with the instinct of knowing when to ask for food. They cry when they need food, and that crying amazingly makes mom's milk drop, and all of a sudden she's able to feed them. And tell me that's not a miracle. God is unbelievable in how he does things. But babies are born with the intuition. In fact, when they're still within mom, they have the understanding or the suckling that's starting. They're sucking their thumbs so that they know that when they come out, it's time to eat. Because eating is a way of making sure that you get nutrients. And so a baby will cry and know exactly how to suckle on mom. And then they're also born with the instinct and the ability to know when they've had enough. We are born knowing when we need something, food, and when we've had enough. We only lose that as we get older when we do things that harm us. A baby is born with lots of nutrients. In fact, the baby is stealing nutrients from mom the entire time. And one of the things that a baby needs and gets from breast milk is vitamin D. You see, vitamin D is very important because vitamin D feeds the leptin receptor in the brain, the part of the brain that says, I have enough fat on my body, I don't need any more fuels, so let's burn some of this fat. But when the fat goes down because you've burned some of it, you're going to start to have a craving. So if you have enough vitamin D, it makes leptin, this hormone that's made by your fat cells, tell your brain, I've got enough fat on my body, it's time to burn some fat. But when you don't have enough vitamin D, your body never knows to burn fat, and it always thinks, I need to feed, I need to eat, I don't have enough fat on my body, I need to make some more. And it could simply be a vitamin D deficiency. How deficient are Americans in vitamin D? If I had 10 people come into my office, 9.5 of them would be deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D should ideally be somewhere between 70 to 80, and your typical labs will say have it somewhere between 30 and 100. The Vitamin D Council, for instance, wants it even higher than that. Your body has a need for vitamin D. Vitamin D comes from cholesterol. When sunshine hits the cholesterol in your skin, your body makes vitamin D. And people who have darker skin tend to absorb less vitamin D from the sun. In fact, one of the theories is that people who have darker skin have less vitamin D receptors because genetically that allows them to live in warmer climates, get lots of sunshine, and not take in too much vitamin D. And that people who live in colder climates, they absorb vitamin D very quickly, and for that reason, they're able to live in dark environments and colder environments like maybe Scandinavia, for instance, where the sun isn't so popular. And so vitamin D is very important. It helps a person know, amongst many other things, that it's time to burn fat. And if you could get your body to choose to burn fat, then your body is not desperate for one fuel called blood sugar. But there are so many people who are unhealthy and not able to burn fat. Because of unhealthiness, they have to burn sugar. And if you have to burn sugar, and if you're completely dependent on blood sugar, that's the fast route towards a disease called diabetes. And guess what is happening to 1/3 of Americans today? They are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, and the trend is getting worse. Now, we've had shows in the past that speak about specifically how to burn fat. But as you know, I put on seminars to teach people how to be more energetic and how to burn fat and how to get their cholesterol down and how to make the most of their thyroid hormones and many other things. And I'd like to invite you to call us and register for one of those free seminars at 888-300-1888. We would love to blow your minds and change your life. And in fact, God is the one who gets the most out of you being healthy in the first place. So please do call 888-300-1888. All right, we're going to go to our final break. Hang on tight. We'll be right back with more information.
Coming up next, more with Dr. Tony Ganem here on Your Body for God. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Dr. Tony Gannon from the Body Pro Wellness Center. God's created an amazing body and you're designed to thrive. I believe that if every cell in your body were thriving, they'd have to use fat like crazy to thrive like that. And I have hundreds of patients who live this way, burning fat and thriving. Would you like to be full of energy and burning fat at the same time? Well, I'd like to invite you to our free seminar titled Your Body for God. We'll talk about weight loss, the thyroid, metabolism, cholesterol, blood sugar, hormones, sleep, and more. We're next to Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa. It's a complete health and wellness seminar. It's God-honoring and it's free, but seating is limited. So register now at bodypro.com or call 888-300-1888. If you've been looking for a health solution with godly principles and incredible results, then call 888-300-1888 or simply register at bodypro.com. Body Pro. Honor God, find the cause, and be blessed.
Welcome back to Your Body for God. Once again, here's Dr. Tony Gannon.
All right, welcome back to segment 3. This is Dr. Tony Gannon from Your Body for God Radio and the Body Pro Wellness Center. Today, we're talking about calories. You know, if you missed any of our previous shows, in fact, I just mentioned right before the break that many of our shows are on fat burning and many other topics, and you can find all those shows in 2 different ways. One is to go to bodypro.com and download the archives. And number 2, you can subscribe to our stream, our podcasts on iTunes. Just look for Your Body for God, one word, Your Body for God, and you'll be able to download all of our podcasts. We look forward to changing your life with just some life-changing information. We were talking about calories today and how people are trying so desperately to lower calories. So let me sum it up for you again. People who are burning fat are no doubt eating less and burning more. But it's not in the choosing to eat less and choosing to burn more that's happening, but rather they are putting good stuff in their body, and as a result, their body's not having cravings. And as a result of having this good stuff in their body, they're able to do amazing things and function on a high level. And since they're functioning on a high level and they're healthy, they can burn fat. They're healthy because they're getting nutrients. And because they're healthy, they can burn fat. And because they're healthy and full of nutrients, they're going to burn a lot of fat. It works that way. Pursue nutrition. Pursue nutrients. It can make life a lot more fun. I am 40, soon to be 44 years young, and I am healthier today than I was in my 20s. And if you just listen to what I just said a moment ago, the paradigm of actually making sure you have nutrients and being healthy as a result of that and being able to then burn fat and not have cravings, and so your body's naturally going to want to eat less. If you just think about that kind of paradigm, think about food from that kind of a viewpoint, you'll understand that what most people are doing in trying to limit their calories is actually limiting nutrients and becoming less healthy in the process. And as a result of being less healthy, you're going to have more cravings. And because you're going to have more cravings, you're going to want to eat all the time. And then you're going to think it's a lack of willpower. And as a result, you're going to need some sort of pixie dust that you're going to purchase, that you're going to sprinkle on your foods, and it's going to cause you to eat less. Or you're going to need somebody to help you because your willpower is so bad, you're going to need to have a gastric bypass or a lap band to limit how much food you eat because you don't have willpower. And again, this isn't a willpower thing. This isn't a mind over matter thing. This is a matter over mind thing. If you put nutrients in your body which matter, you can watch your mind change and not even have the same cravings. Now let's just close with this. I'm going to tell you about a study that was done that cost $700 million. And it was a study called the Women's Health Initiative, in which they looked at 49,000 women and got a lot of data about women's health and in health in general. One of the things they did in the study was they divided the women into 2 groups. In one group, they told women to eat about an average of 120 calories more per day than the other group. Now remember, 3,500 calories more than you burn will cause you supposedly to gain a pound of fat, right? So They asked this group to eat about 120 calories more per day than the other group over 8 years. And if you were to multiply 8 years times 120 calories over those 8 years, it multiplies out to about 350,000 extra calories, which, if you're doing the math, should total that group number one, the one that ate more than the other group, should have gained 100 pounds more than the other group. You want to know how many pounds more they gained than the other group? 0.88 pounds on average more than the group that ate 120 calories less per day for an entire 8 years. In other words, it wasn't about calories in and calories out. Your body, if you eat less, gets less nutrients and slows down your metabolism. And if you eat more, it gets more nutrients and speeds up your metabolism. In the end, it's all about nutrients. It's not about calories. So let's sum this up. If you do what most Americans do, you're going to limit something. Carbohydrates, fats, calories, something. And as a result of limiting, you're going to be nutritiously deficient. And as a result of being nutritiously deficient, you're going to have more cravings, and you're going to eat more, and you're going to gain the weight back. Or you can take this challenge. This week, focus on nutritiously dense foods made by God. Choose this week to only eat things made by God. Start with lots of greens. Do lots of purples and oranges and reds and yellows, and get the different colors, which literally mean different nutrients inside the fruits and vegetables. Eat tons of those and tell me your hunger doesn't change. Folks, if you get the nutrients, your body won't have cravings and you will not gain weight. Most importantly, you'll be healthier and you'll function better, and God will have a stronger servant. Please join us at our upcoming seminars. For a list of our seminars, simply go to bodypro.com or call 888-300-1888. We would love to change your life. God bless you. We'll talk to you next week.
You've been listening to Your Body for God with Dr. Tony Gannam, a doctor of chiropractic and a certified holistic nutritionist. To learn more about Dr. Tony's free nutritional health and weight loss seminars, go to bodypro.com. That's bodypro.com. The views and opinions expressed on today's program are those of Dr. Tony Gannam's and not meant to take the place of your doctor's advice. Your Body for God with Dr. Tony Gannam is sponsored by the Body Pro Wellness Center.